I want to talk about the word karma. Karma is one of those words that has a lot of different definitions. So you have westernized definitions of the word, you have easternized definitions of the word. I want to share my definition of the word karma. So, a lot of people think that karma is what you put out, you get back, which is true to an extent. That is more like for every action, there's a reaction. And karma, when people think about karma, they tend to think in terms of if you put out bad, you get bad back. Or if you put out good, you get good back. But we all know that isn't true because we all see bad things happen to good people and good things happen to bad people. So the way we cut and dry see karma is not, all there is to it. So, what you put out, you do get back. Cause and effect. For every action, there is a reaction. However, in the grand scheme of karma, karma is more like checks and balances. And nature, existence, creation is constantly teeter-tottering to balance itself. And I'm going to take you specifically as an example. Okay? So, you've lived all of these lives, right? I'm not going to put a number on it because the number is probably infinite. But you've lived on other planets, as other species. You've lived as a creator of that portion of the universe. You've lived as a flower. You've lived as a lion. You've lived as different human beings along the linear time of three-dimensional planet Earth. You've lived all of these lives. All of these lives are constantly checking and balancing themselves. So, in one life, you might be poor, and in another life, to balance that out, you may be rich. In one life, you may be the victim, and in another life, to balance that out, you may be the victimizer. So each time you incarnate here, and I'm going to take that big, huge perspective and shrink it down into just this life. This life is a check and balance for another life. Okay. So when you're talking about the checks and balances of this life, you have to understand that karma creates the circumstances that you were born into. Okay. It's the program mechanism for the time-space continuum that we're in right now. It's the programming mechanism. It's the guidelines that we pull from as, the evolved parts of our soul help us create the lessons that we're to learn in this aspect of reality. So it pulls from karma. It pulls from what have you done before? What have you learned? What have you not learned? Because your soul is trying to constantly do a checks and balances thing. When it completely balances, when it takes all of these lives and it has this perfect aspect of what it is supposed to be learning, of what it is to know, of what it is to know experience, what it is, even in this aspect, what it is to experience being human. When you've had all of those lessons, then you transcend karma. And you go somewhere else and you start it over again in another aspect of the universe. It's always going to be a checks and balances, though. Karma is always, and karma is not a bad thing. It's a necessary thing. When we say, oh, I shouldn't have done that, I give you an example of something I've always said was karma. One day I went to go get my nails done, and My nails are kind of still wet. This is a long time ago, My nails are still kind of wet, and I could have even waited for them to dry or drove home. I chose to drive home. I chose to drive without my seatbelt on. I always have my seatbelt on. Always. And this one time that I chose to drive without a seatbelt on, I got pulled over by the police. So I explained it to the police like my nails are sweat. Like that was going like the policeman was gonna say, oh, okay. Oh, that's good reason not to have your seatbelt on. Keep driving. I don't know even know why I stopped you. Yeah, that policeman was like, I'm gonna need you to put your seatbelt on. Messed up my nails. When I could have just waited, you know. So the thing about karma that I used it in that context was really about for every action there is a reaction. And for every choice, there's a consequence for that choice. And even in that instance, the word consequence is not bad. I know we equate that word consequence with a negative thing. But just for every choice, there's an end result. I chose to drive without my seatbelt on, and my end result was getting a ticket. So we've applied the definition of karma to for every choice, there's an end result. The law of vibration is everything you put out as a vibration that the universe echoes back to you. So I think that the way we do karma, we could actually put it into the universal law of vibration as well. Everything you put out echoes back to you. Here's the thing about an echo, though, and here's the thing about a vibration. Say you were speaking, okay, and the vibration pattern is coming out your mouth and it's hitting that wall behind me and creating an echo. How long does it take for me to be able to hear my own echo? Is the law of vibration. So, is it the louder I speak, the quicker I hear my echo? Or is it the softer I speak, the quicker I hear my echo? As I'm changing the volume of my voice, I'm changing the tone, I'm changing the frequency, I'm changing the vibration, I'm changing how long it'll take for that echo to come back to me. So here's the thing, if you want to look at it from the standpoint of karma. If I am putting out a positive vibration, that positive vibration will echo back to me. I'm putting it out to the universe. The law of vibration states that when I put it out, it gets echoed back to me. It just may take a while. That's why the universe always operates in the future. And what I mean by that is it's always something coming, something coming back from whence it started. Even my words are the product of a thought. And for me to get from the thought to the words takes a little bit of time. Do you see what I'm saying? Even a baby being born takes 9 months. The spirit just doesn't come into the body and come right out. There's always a future process. How you speed that up is to use your vibration to speak now. To speak into the now. So instead of saying I'm going to be successful, you say I am successful. Because I'm going to be, it's putting out a vibration for the future. It's not to say that it's not going to happen. I'm just giving you a little life hack. If you want to speed that up, I am successful. It brings it, that law of vibration, it brings it right back to you really quick. So, in conclusion, karma is one of those words that has multi-meanings. And if you take the word that we've traditionally known as karma and you apply it to your lessons for you to see what life was trying to teach you at that moment, there's nothing wrong with that either.